Welcome back. We are nearly at the end of the Newshub Leaders debate, but there is one more truly grueling round for Chris Hipkins and Christopher Luxon. It's quickfire time. All right. Quickfire. What is more harmful, alcohol or cannabis? Chris Hipkins. Quickfire.
Alcohol.
Alcohol. Chris Luxon.
Alcohol.
That's the legal one, I'm just going to remind you both. All right. Should New Zealand introduce menopause leave for women? Chris Hipkins.
Yes.
Yes?
Yeah.
So you'll bring in menopause leave for women?
I'd have no problem with that.
And if you're re-elected, you will bring in menopause leave for women?
I'm not making that commitment. The question is whether we should or we shouldn't.
Okay.
I have no problem
about that commitment. Chris Luxon.
I haven't thought about it before, to be honest, Paddy, but open to looking at it.
Okay, that's fantastic news for women out there. Have either of you been the victim of a cyber scam? I'm talking about things like the NZTA toll scam.
No.
No.
Do you think that for the people who are and people who fall for it, that banks should be forced to pay when people fall for these sorts of scams and they don't pick it up?
We've got to have good rules around what banks should and shouldn't be liable for.
Yeah, I think there's a role for banks, but I think you'd be really clear about what their obligation is. Yep.
So maybe?
Well, there's a role for them to play, to make sure they're using all the tools that they have available.
Is artificial intelligence a threat to humanity?
Potentially, yes.
It's got good and bad parts to it. It's got a huge upside for New Zealand, as well as it's got some ethical issues that we've got to deal with globally.
So would you consider an AI tax to pay for supporting people who lose their jobs because of it?
What I'd say is that we are a long way away from worrying about that.
Chris Hipkins, you look like you're thinking about it?
Not sure how you'd do that, Paddy.
Yeah.
Well, you could figure it out. Hey, how did you guys celebrate Matariki this year?
I had an awesome time. I went with Ngāti Whātua Orake and had a great
Chris
time.
Hipkins, you celebrated?
Unfortunately, I was out of the country for Matariki this year.
Did you do anything? It's still on.
Yeah, no. Generally, in previous years, I've enjoyed the fireworks in Wellington.
Should New Zealand stay GE-free or should we embrace genetic modification?
We should embrace it because it's got huge health and climate change benefits.
We should proceed carefully. I don't think we should give away our GE-free brand. A lot of our exporters rely on that at the moment, but that's not to say there aren't more opportunities from genetic engineering.
Are live animal exports okay?
No.
Only when you've got guidelines around animal welfare and also certified in the markets that they need to go to the same.
That didn't work last time, Christopher.
Yep. I'm just saying to you, yes,
it's cruel.
With conditions.
It's cruel.
With conditions.
Should we ban international tourists from driving themselves to Milford Sound to help preserve it? It's quite a serious question.
No.
No.
Okay. Chris Luxon, who would make a better Foreign Affairs Minister, Judith Collins or Winston Peters?
Haven't even thought about it.
It's quickfire. Which one?
Well, I'll tell you, Judith Collins.
It's not a great endorsement of Judith. You know she's the one that's on your team, right?
Yeah, I know that, yeah.
All right, Chris Hipkins, who would be a better minister for Auckland? Chloe Swarbrick or Michael Wood?
Michael Wood.
You learned from what he had to put up with. Hey, Winston Peters has actually tweeted saying he wishes that he was here tonight and wants to know if either of you would have the courage to debate him. Do you wish that he was here tonight?
Look, no, I think it's good. I think
it's a good quick fire. What about you, Chris Hipkins? I know what you're going to say.
Well, Winston Peters won't be Prime Minister under my government.
He won't be Prime Minister under his, he'll be Prime Minister.
This is a debate about people who could be Prime Minister.
Do you really think he could?
No.
Under him?
Well, that's a question for him. He's willing to work with him.
As I've said to you, last resort, if it means stopping Chris into
Parliament. You'd let him be Prime Minister as last resort?
No. You said working with him. It's working with him as a last resort
just
for me.
clear that. That's one you really need to clear up.
Oh no, Winston Peters is not going to be Prime Minister. Do not worry about that.
Okay, that is a good... I bet you never expected that answer. Winston will be really tweeting now. Should charities like the Seventh-day Adventist Church, which has a business arm, everybody knows it's sanitarium, have to pay tax?
Yeah, I'm open to looking at that because I think there's some questions there.
Yes.
So you've been in government 6 years, but you want to look at that now too?
Look, I've been Prime Minister for the last 7 months, but yes, I'm absolutely open to looking at that.
Okay, when was the last time you guys caught a public bus in a private capacity? It's quickfire. It's quickfire.
Yeah.
Well, it just takes a while to think it through.
It's within the last year or so because I've taken my kids on the bus.
And for me, in the last year or so, going from the Waiheke ferry terminal. Yep.
Oh, from Waiheke?
Yep.
From the terminal.
Yep.
Okay.
I'll tell you what, Paddy, I caught a great bus today, which was the back
It's
on track
quickfire.
National
It's
Party boy
quickfire.
bus.
It's quick.
It was pretty good.
It's quickfire. The 2026 Commonwealth Games are currently without a home after Victoria pulled out. Should we jump in and host it?
No, that'd be way too expensive.
Quickfire?
Yeah, no.
Okay. Who is New Zealand's greatest Prime Minister?
Well, that's a bit of a tricky question, Paddy.
It's quickfire.
Are you going to say Chris Hipkins?
Are you?
You know I like you, but not that much.
I would say Michael Joseph Savage.
I reckon Keith Holyoake did a good job for New Zealand over many years. Yep.
Okay. Now, feral cats are destroying our native taonga species. Should they be treated like a pest, like all the other pests in this country?
Yes,
Feral cats, yes.
So you'll both put them into predator-free 2050?
absolutely.
Yes.
All right, get on with it, because they need to go. Do you think people with legitimate vaccine injuries should get compensation?
No.
There's a system for managing that through ACC now.
Yeah.
So no compensation for people who got legitimate vaccine injuries?
Nothing additional to what's available. For people who are the victims of medical misadventure, there is support through ACC for that now.
Okay, the second harbour crossing for Auckland, should that be tolled?
Leave that option on the table.
Yeah, I think most likely it will need to be so that we can actually get it built sooner rather than just keep talking about it.
Okay, should Sean Johnson be given a knighthood?
Yeah, I'm open to that. I think he did a brilliant job, but I think that whole Warriors team did a
So
brilliant
you'd
job.
give Sean Johnson a knighthood?
Well, I think he did an amazing job. I'd give Ian Foster a knighthood if he wins the World Cup too.
It's 2 knighthoods you've just given away, potentially. Would you give Sean Johnson a knighthood? He's open to it.
The Prime Minister recommends people for knighthoods to the Governor-General and ultimately to the King. You can't do that publicly.
But privately, you Come on, up the wires.
I'm not going to start giving out knighthoods publicly. That's just not the way. That's just not the way you do it.
Okay, will the All Blacks win the Rugby World Cup?
Well, I'd just say to you in the last national
It's
government...
yes or
we
no.
never lost
Either they're
a
going to
Rugby
win or
World
not.
Cup. Never lost a Rugby World Cup under a national government, the last national
Are they
government.
going to win?
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right, this is the end of the night, but there's one more question. An amnesty. Have you told any lies, fibs, mistruths, or given any misinformation or made a mistake that you want to clear up?
Where I've made a mistake, I've cleared it up.
Yeah, we will make mistakes. We'll continue to make mistakes, but where you do it, you front up to it and call it.
Well, you haven't given any information, so let alone misinformation.
This is